Hey everyone, what's up? So I want to take a few minutes to talk about one of the fundamentals of my personal training profession, the advice I give people, what I attempt and try my hardest to help people with. And this is really enemy number one. And enemy number one is stress. Stress is 1,000% going to be the number one thing that gets between you and your goals. It's going to be the number one thing that holds you back from eating healthy. It's going to be the number one reason you can't train as hard as you like. And this is coming from someone who lives in the tri-state area, just outside of New York City. A lot of my clients commute from the suburbs into Manhattan every single day. They're taking the train, they're driving in, they're putting in long hours at work. You know, they're on their cell phones, they're not sleeping. Sometimes it's hard for them to wind the body down. Add to all that the stress of trying to look super lean and fit and sexy and trying to eat healthy. It's a lot to take on in your life and in your day-to-day activities. So stress is really going to hinder your results in a lot of ways. The major one being that when we're stressed, the body seeks comfort. When you're stressed, everyone's familiar with being in a fight or flight response state or having fight or flight symptoms. Now, if the body goes to fight or flight mode, it's going to increase your stress. Now, when your stress increases, let's say you're really in what's called a sympathetic state and you're really stressing your body out. The number one thing humans need for it, in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is safety and security. Now, so many of us associate food with safety and security, and for good reason. Without food and water, we die. Food is extremely restorative, healing. It's what builds muscle. It's what we're made out of, literally and figuratively. So food naturally is going to have this association with our health. And we're naturally going to associate food with comfort. And what happens is when we're stressed out, we specifically seek comfort foods. Maybe it's from when we were a child. Maybe it's just learned behaviors. Maybe it's a slightly addictive behavioral response. And then you can get really deep into this. You can go to behaviorists, clinical psychologists, people that work on this stuff full time. I'm just trying to shed a little light on the fact that trying to tackle your fitness goals and your health goals and your dietary goals without looking at your stressors is a big mistake. So you need to really just assess your life from a bird's eye view. Look at what your main stressors are and make sure none of them are major that might require, a clinical professional, their help to work on. So if you have major, marital problems, spouse issues, relationship turmoil, these are things that are gonna, make it very hard for you to get in the right mindset to lose weight and become healthy. I'm not saying don't try, because a lot of times health and fitness can be an anchor for a lot of people and a big improvement in their health and mental state. So I'm not saying don't try to improve your health. I'm just saying try to be conscious of what your stressors are. Commuting long hours can be a stressor in the system. It could cause a dip in your energy, cause you to crash and leave you craving sweets or sugar to get an extra energy boost. If you can't turn your brain off when you get home from work and you have more work to do, you might find yourself reaching for simple sugars, again, for that quick burst of energy. And again, this isn't going to necessarily help you achieve your dietary goals. So those are just a couple examples of how stress can lead to bad behavior. So the more you end up in that stressed out, amped up state, the more likely you are to seek those comfort foods, because that's just really how our bodies are wired. So what you need to do is find ways to relax your system, look at your stressors with a bird's eye view, make sure you're getting enough sleep is huge, make sure you're drinking enough water, and really the best thing to do is when you're stressed, look at it mentally. It's like, all right, this is a challenge. I'm going through a stressful period. I really need to be eating perfectly. I really need to be sleeping on point. I need to hunker down when it comes to my health and fitness, because really your physical health translates into the mental and emotional health. If your physical health is poor, or vice versa, like I'm talking about in this video, it's very hard to accomplish your goals. So let's say your emotional health and your lifestyle stress is just really high. At least you can will yourself to have a good diet and hydrate and make sure you get good sleep, and that's really going to help get you through the stressful period and prevent adding more stress. A lot of times what people do is they add stress on top of stress. We want to do tough workouts, we want to lift heavy weights, We want to go for a 4 mile run at the end of the day. We want to do, a spin class that's really intense. So we need to think about this logically. We need to analyze our lives with a bird's eye view. We need to take an assessment, like, what are your main stressors? Are you getting 8 hours of sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you fighting with loved ones all the time because maybe you're stressed out or maybe they're stressed out? Again, these might be issues where you need, a skilled therapist to help you assess. But I'm just trying to give you, just to look at these things. If you find yourself eating just compulsively, let's say you're looking in your fridge for no reason, ask yourself, what are my stressors? What am I going through right now? Why am I reaching for this food? If it's because you're truly hungry and you're going to eat something good, or you want something as a genuine treat, go for it. But I'm just saying, begin looking at your life and your behaviors with a little more of that presence and that higher level thinking, that bird's eye view, and you'll start noticing a lot of behavioral patterns that are caused by stress. So again, that's why stress is the #1 enemy when it comes to your health and weight loss goals. Studies show the higher your stress hormones, the more body fat you have, the worse your sleep. And it's a cascading series of events. So again, like I said, look at it as if when you're in a stressful period, that's when you actually really want to hunker down in your diet and your training. And that's where a coach can help you, build those healthy habits to help lock those patterns in. Hey, so thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Remember, stress is the #1 enemy. You need to mitigate your stress, push through it, and figure out what your primary stressors are, or you're not going to achieve your health and weight loss goals. And it's a really common aspect of fitness that's not being addressed commonly out there. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.